What is up, everybody? Um, back with another video, man. Turning to rappers who almost died. Soulja Boy, Post Malone, Lil Wayne. Hip Hop Daily by Hip Hop Daily, bro. Let's get into it.
Rap is a dangerous game. Even once you make it out of the streets, you have to deal with all the pressures of being a celebrity, which can lead to stress and other stuff that can threaten your life. Here's a look at a few famous rappers who've had a near-death experience but live to talk about it. Young Thug. Young Thug is one of the most influential rappers of this generation. When Thug first appeared on the rap scene, traditional hip-hop fans clowned him for his fashion sense and melodic delivery. But fast forward just a few years, and nearly every popular rapper is now following his blueprint. But Thug is also known for living a wild lifestyle that almost killed him. During his come-up, Young Thug was known to partake in a lot of drug use. In a GQ article from 2016, a reporter who spent some time hanging out with the rapper said that Thug drinks prescription cough syrup all day, takes Xanax, smokes marijuana, eats Molly. Sometimes he does all of that at once. He rarely sleeps. A former friend said Thug will stay up for days, take lots of different drugs, then sleep for 24 to 48 hours. In December 2017, the rapper went viral after posting a photo to his Instagram that showed himself hooked up to what appeared to be an IV full of lean with the caption, "F a double cup, I wanna feel it faster." But Thug has also been vocal about his addictions and admitted that he's been arrested for drug possession in the past and has had to seek professional help.
Atlanta rapper Young Thug in new legal trouble tonight. There's a warrant out for his arrest on 8 felony drug and gun charges. It all stems from an incident last year.
In April 2020, Thug did a live stream performance hosted by Offset called Offset and Friends to raise money for the Atlanta Community Food Bank. During the show, he revealed to fans that he had once been hospitalized because of his drug usage and almost passed away. Thug described his near-death experience to the audience and said, "So, I kinda just stayed in the bed and I was like, yo, call the ambulance, I can't move my body. Then later, when the ambulance came, I couldn't get out of bed."
When the ambulance came, I couldn't get out of the bed. And they had to get me out of the bed, basically. I felt like my whole body was numb and I couldn't move.
He was taken to the hospital where he stayed for 17 days. His mom didn't trust the doctors, so he went to another hospital where they told him, "Man, you got liver and kidney failure. You're supposed to be dead. Basically, you've been dead."
I was in the hospital for like 17 days.
And the crazy thing is, he probably still smoking and drinking and stuff after that. That's the crazy thing.
I left the hospital. My mom didn't trust it. So I left the hospital. We went to another hospital. It was like, "Man, you got liver and kidney failure. You're supposed to be dead. Basically, you've died. You've been dead."
After this emotional confession, he launched into a performance of Kill Before from his collaborative tape with Future, Super Slimy. The confession sheds some new light on the meaning behind the lyrics, especially the chorus where he raps, "Everyone know I've been killed before." But he ends the performance on a positive note, telling fans drugs aren't good, don't do drugs.
Drugs aren't good, don't do drugs.
Thankfully, Thug got the help he needed in time and was able to make a full recovery. At least he pulled through and was able to share his story with fans, so hopefully they won't go down the same path. But part of the reason that Thug went down that path in the first place was that he was inspired by other rappers who lived like rock stars. This next rapper was one of Thug's biggest influences and also had a near-death experience because of drug addictions.
Bro, Lil
Wayne.
Bro, if we talking about rapping wise, bro, Drake is one and then Lil Wayne too, bro. Like, bro, you know how many rappers are influenced by Lil Wayne, bro? Like 2010, he literally ran music, bro. He ran rap, bro. Literally ran rap.
Lil Wayne is one of the most beloved rappers of all time and has influenced an entire generation of artists.
Yeah.
But the rapper has also lived a pretty wild life and has come close to dying on more than one occasion. The first time was when he was only 12 years old due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Wayne grew up in the Holly Grove neighborhood of New Orleans, Louisiana. His father walked out on the family when he was 2 years old, and he was raised by his mother and stepfather, Reginald Rabbit McDonald. Wayne was enrolled in a gifted program at Lafayette Elementary School and started rapping at just 8 years old. The following year, he was introduced to Brian Birdman Williams, who had just started Cash Money Records. Birdman became a mentor to Wayne and started bringing him to the studio to record music. But apparently, Wayne's mother felt like his new associates were having a negative impact on him. According to Wayne, at age 12, she told him that he couldn't rap anymore or hang out with his friends at Cash Money, which is when he attempted to take his own life. In 1994, Wayne shot himself in the chest with his mother's pistol, barely missing his heart.
At the age of 12 years old, I shot myself. I was in the house. Police knocked on the door. I was right there.
An off-duty police officer named Robert Hubler ended up saving his life by insisting that he be taken to the hospital in the cop car rather than wait for an ambulance.
"We called the ambulance. A ambulance. Do you not see this kid on the floor with this hole in his chest?" Said, you drive. Pick me up. Brought me to the hospital. He didn't drop me off at the ambulance and say, you take him. He brought me to the hospital room and made two and stood there and waited till the doctor said he's gonna make it.
Wayne has credited Hubler
That's
for
crazy.
saving him and often refers to him as Uncle Bob.
He said, don't worry, my name's Uncle Bob.
At the time, the family claimed that the shooting was accidental, but Wayne himself later admitted that it was an attempt on his own life.
I pulled the trigger.
You actually pulled the trigger?
Yeah, I pulled the trigger.
He even addressed it on the track, Let It All Work Out, from the Carter 5 in 2018. Luckily, Wayne would pull through, and his mother would agree to let him continue to hang out with his rap friends. He would drop out of school a few years later and go on to have one of the most historic runs in the history of hip-hop.
Facts.
But getting famous at such a young age took a toll on Wayne, and the rapper has struggled with addiction throughout his career. In 2009, he sat down for an interview with Katie Couric, where he defended his drug use, saying, "Why in the hell should I stop drinking whatever it is in my cup? I think people need to mind their own business. I don't care if it was heroin in my cup. It's in my cup. F you."
Why in the hell should I stop drinking whatever
That's so
it
bad,
is
I ain't
in
gonna
my
lie.
cup? I think people need to mind their own business. I don't care if it was heroin in my cup. It's in my cup. You.
So clearly, Wayne
That's
admitted to his
crazy.
drug use, but didn't see it as anyone else's problem but his own. In October 2012, the rapper's private
That's
jet
crazy.
had to make an emergency landing in Texas after Wayne had a seizure on board. His publicist denied that it was drug-related, but caused by a severe migraine and dehydration. But the following day, the plane was forced to make another emergency landing, this time in his home state of Louisiana, because the rapper suffered another seizure. In March 2013, he had to be taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles after suffering from more seizures while on the set of a music video with Nicki Minaj. According to TMZ, he was released from the hospital on March 13th, but hours later was found unconscious after suffering from more seizures. The article claimed that the seizures were caused by his abuse of codeine and that Wayne almost lost his life after being put into a medically induced coma. But members of Cash Money, including Birdman and Mac Main, have claimed that TMZ exaggerated the severity of his condition. Throughout the years, Wayne would continue to have seizures that put him in the hospital, including once on a flight to California in 2016 and once in a Chicago hotel room in 2017.
I should say, after suffering multiple seizures, Lil Wayne was put in the hospital overnight after he was found unconscious inside a Chicago hotel room. Wayne was supposed to perform
It
at
was
Dre's
crazy.
last
People seeing stuff like that still do drugs, bro. I just don't get it, bro. I
night
don't.
on the Strip, but of course canceled because of his health.
Because of all these close calls, Wayne has slowed down his drug use in recent years. The rapper recently appeared in a video for the song Waukesha by Moneybagg Yo, where he addressed his famous My Cup interview. On the track, Wayne can be heard saying, "Yeah, I kinda put the cup down for a minute, but honestly, it ain't nobody's business what's in my cup. What's in your cup, what's in their cup. It's your cup, drink it. So whatever the hell was in my cup, the only reaction I did was got more popular, more successful than a lot more things that I've ever done. I probably should pick that cup back up." So it sounds like the rapper has made some changes to his lifestyle, but still has no regrets. At least he made the change before it was too late and ended up losing his life over it. But if you thought that was wild, this next rapper almost lost his life in an act of God after his car was caught in a mudslide and almost swept up into the ocean.
What?
Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy has lived a pretty wild life. From being the first viral internet star to going to jail for trolling too hard, no one has had a career quite like Soulja Boy. But possibly one of the craziest things that happened to the rapper was when he was almost swept out into the Pacific Ocean after being caught up in a mudslide. On January 5th, 2019, Soulja was driving down the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu when it started to rain heavily. The area had recently been devastated by wildfires and much of the ground was still unstable. When it started to rain, it caused a flash flood and mudslide right in the area that Soulja was driving through. The rapper ended up getting stuck in the mud and barely escaped getting cast out into the ocean. But luckily, help arrived in time and Soulja made it out with no serious injuries. The rapper later went on social media to let his fans know that he was still alive but had a close call. He tweeted, "My car got stuck too, almost went into the ocean," sharing more pics of the storm. He also said, "I still haven't got my car back. It's stuck in the water in the middle of the mudslide." He also later did a live session where he gave more details on the night he almost died. He says that they were driving down the highway when it started pouring rain. The tires kept getting stuck in the mud, and when they got to the end of the road, a worker told them they had to turn around.
So I'm driving on the highway. The streets started getting flooded. So like, the tires kept spinning in the water and shit. You know, the water kept getting higher and higher. So I get to the
Bro, he looks so gone in this
I
clip.
get like to the end of the road, and this dude telling us we gotta turn around.
It wasn't a police, it was like a worker, like a side dude worker or something. So he's like, yo, he's like, y'all gotta turn around.
But right at that moment, there was a mudslide and the car got permanently stuck.
In the middle of our U-turn, it was a mudslide. So stuff started falling from the mountain. And when the sticks started falling from the mountain, I guess like some trees fell and shit. And like my car got stuck.
It got to the point where water started rising around the car and got all the way to the window. Plus, tree branches and other debris were falling from the side of the mountain and pushing the car closer to the ocean. So, Soulja ended up opening the sunroof and escaping the vehicle on foot.
I opened the sunroof up. And I jumped out the sunroof.
He claims that for a moment, he thought it was all over and he was gonna die.
I sat on the trunk of the car. I sat on the hood of the car, and all the water was rising up. You know what I'm saying? So by the time the water got to the goddamn, it kept rising up fast as So I just thought, I'm like, man, I'm about to die. I'm like, damn, I'm finna die. I was like, it's over with, you know what I'm saying? So I'm praying to God.
But as he was watching the water rise, he started thinking about all the fans and supporters who loved him and realized that he owed it to them to at least try to escape. He started running/swimming through all the mud and water and ended up being rescued by police and paramedics who were nearby.
So when I jumped in the water, the shit started pushing me. So as it's pushing me, I'm like, man, this shit gonna knock me in the water now. You know what I'm saying? I should have just stayed in the car. So I'm like, F it. I took off running, damn near. I'm running, but the water so high, I'm damn near swimming. So I'm like running. I see a light at the end of the road, so I just kept going to the light. And then I got to the light, and the police grabbed me. They put the raincoat on me and shit, put me in the paramedics and shit.
He had to abandon the car and suffered a swollen nose and jaw after slamming his face into the dashboard trying to get out of the mud.
I hit my face on the dashboard. We got down. When we hit the shit, my face hit the shit.
But at least he got out safely. The rapper seemed to be in good spirits after making it to safety, for posting a story about his near-death experience from Entertainment Tonight on his own IG with the caption, "I'm just thankful to be alive. I don't care about the car, it's materialistic. You can't take it with you when you're gone." It would have been a major tragedy for the hip-hop community to lose a national treasure like Soulja Boy in such a random incident like a mudslide.
Yeah.
But thankfully, the rapper was able to think quick and make it to safety before it was too late. But if you thought that was crazy, this next rapper almost died in a plane crash after 2 tires popped right after takeoff. Post Malone. Post Malone is one of the biggest artists in music. With major hits like Rockstar and Congratulations under his belt, Post has achieved superstar status by finding a way to blend different genres, including rock, pop, and hip-hop. But being a famous celebrity can't protect you from everything, and in 2018, the rapper had a near-death experience after a plane he was in almost went down.
Plane with damaged tires made an emergency landing. The plane was reportedly carrying rapper Post Malone.
On August 21st, 2018, Post was on a private flight leaving Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, which was scheduled to land in London Airport in London. But shortly after takeoff, 2 of the tires popped and the plane had to be rerouted to Stewart Airport for an emergency landing. After spending about 5 hours in the air, the plane landed safely around 3:50 p.m. Immediately after landing, Post tweeted, "I landed, guys. Thank you for your prayers. Can't believe how many people wish death on me on this website. F you. But not today." Post later sat down with Billboard and spoke about his near-death experience. He said that he hates flying anyway and normally tries his best to just fall asleep. But on this particular day, he wasn't tired and was wide awake for the whole thing. He also said they tried to take off once, but there was a sensor malfunction and they had to try again. As soon as they took off the second time, they heard a loud pop and started to panic. But because they were headed for London, the plane had too much fuel to make a landing immediately. They had to fly around for a few hours to burn it off. So they had to sit on the plane for several hours, flying around in circles, wondering if they were going to make it. But despite all the anxiety, they made a safe landing and no one was injured. If that wasn't bad enough, just 2 weeks later, the rapper would be involved in a serious car crash after his Rolls Royce collided with another vehicle in Santa Monica.
Post Malone's Rolls Royce and another car were pretty badly damaged in a crash this morning. Take a look. It happened just before 3 o'clock near Doheny and Santa Monica. There's the damage there. You can see the driver door completely smashed in.
Again, no one was seriously hurt, but the car was totaled. After the crash, Post would take to social media and tweet, "God must hate me, LOL." But God couldn't hate him too much, as he did survive 2 very close calls. But it's understandable that he was a little confused after going through 2 near-death experiences in a matter of weeks. It goes to show that being rich and famous can't protect you from everything, and you have to appreciate life while you still can. Luckily, all these rappers live to talk about their experiences with fans and can continue to make music. If you thought this video was crazy, be sure to check out our channel for more. From rappers.
Yeah, that video was crazy. Which one was the craziest? I think honestly it was a Lil Wayne one. Shooting yourself at 12 years old, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video, bro. Like, comment, subscribe, and we out, bro.